Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on!
Hey there.
I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies. Up, Big Cat. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of Father God, Mother Isis. When in doubt, go within and call your ancestral team, those 64 souls dedicated to your greatness and the breaking of generational curses. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Let's dive in, darling dears. But before we dive in, can we have a quick chat, bestie? Because now is the time where you hold your Gangsta. As we finished the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Well, it's not going to be finished for another 6 months. This energy is still being bandied around. It was a highly spiritual event, darling dears. I did tell you all of the things that were happening on that day. And many people caught things on their cameras. So they did. But anyhow, let's press on. Why? They, them, and don't rest, darling dears. Isaiah 48:22, no rest for the wicked. They're always afoot, darling dears, planning, plotting, and strategizing, not realizing that you are God's most diligent worker. They, them, darling dears, aka the ops. They're gonna try and trigger you. And he said trickle you. Trickle you? How can they be trickling you? Hey, oi, pack it in. Pack it in. They're going to try and trigger you. All right? So that you can catch a case. They want to drive you to fury. Do you remember those days, darling dears, where you was easily driven to fury? Your heart was constantly on the boom diddy boom. You was walking on the eggshells, right? Taking it without the Vaseline. Them days. Yes. They are mean-spirited, darling dears. Envious. Wicked. Petty. Right, and their name is Prakala or Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. They will roll up on you, baby. I nearly said, biash. Yeah. They will roll up on you, bestie, at the most inappropriate moments when you're not expecting their dark shadow to be a scourge on your life. Yes, they will. They do not have what you have to lose, darling dears. And you're saying, Case, but what could it be? Your spiritual pay grade, blood. How about the covering and the grace of the Most High Father, God, Mother Isis, blood? How about your eternal soul, blood? How about the 64 ancestors that are supporting you? What do you think they're going to do when you go to the other side and you didn't do what you're supposed to do when they waited for you to be born? Listen. You got many things to lose, darling dears. Many things. Your psychological password is not up for grabs. It's not up for grabs. 100%. This is a personal safety warning. As I was saying before I interrupted myself, never you forget Proverbs 29:11. Hold your gangster, bestie. Real eyes recognize real lies. And as a big cat, you have learned to read energy. Many of you are stepping into your true psychic gifts. You're able to see auras. You're seeing orbs. You're able to see the lie before they tell it, darling dears. You are blessed and highly favored And no one is going to break into an empty house, darling dears. Why do you think it took so many of them to go up against one you? One you, bestie. But then again, you are fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. You do pea glitter shit cupcakes and fart rainbows. Yes, you do. You are Ibex, prototype of your lineage. Just to name a few of your attributes. Okay. You have evolved mentally and spiritually, darling dears. As your Big Cat Chronicles continues, 444 on the counter, darling dears. It means that you are on the right path. You are being spiritually protected. But Divine wants you to what? Continue to master your thoughts. Because wherever your focus goes, it grows, darling dears. Thank you, Spirit, for the heads up. You're definitely on the right path. You're exactly where you need to be at this moment. All right. Let's carry on, darling dears. Let's carry on. And notice the new banknote for King Charles is being released, right? All under the energy of the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. I told you, it's always the time when the royal family cover up somebody or somebody's going to get brown bread. But anyway, I digress. Let me press on. Right, we're going to use the rune stones today. Change it up a bit. Give the dice a break. Oh, you get two, darling dears. Okay, when you cast rune stones, you read them from right to left, and everything came out in the upright. You've got Algaz, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. This is represented by the moon card in tarot, Cancer as well as Pisces energy. Again, this is a protective shield. It's warding off evil that's being sent your way. The rune stone Algaz is represented by the number 15, but in tarot is represented by the number 18. Love it. Again, it speaks about what? Hidden enemies, sending all of that negative vibe to you, trying to what? Kill your vibe. Well, guess what? Mitch can't kill my vibe. Mitch can't kill my vibe. You can feel the energy from 20 miles away, and it's love and light. Yes, baby. We don't send it back. That is spiritual ping pong. No, I learned my lesson. Whenever I get that inclination that something's being sent my way, baby, I get to praying. I call in my ancestral team. And when I feel it the strongest, I lock and I bind it in love and light and release it to the Most High Father, God, Mother Isis, and my ancestral team. No, because they will, if you send it back, they're going to have the energy to send it back because they'll be watching to see if it worked. But if you give it to the Most High, no one can deal with them better than the Most High, who sits high and looks low. Yeah, the energy of Algaz. Love it. Moon energy, darling dears. Okay. The moon is representative of the numbers 2 and 11. 11 is a master number. It speaks about you are in tip-top creation mode. You were sent here to illuminate others. Again, it speaks about you listening to your intuition, darling dears. Your intuition is actually going to go in overdrive. Why? With this new moon eclipse in Aries, we're going to be seeing things for what they truly are. Your whole body is a Geiger counter. This is how you're going to avoid the wicked who's up to wickedness and can't get over their pernicious ways. That's another word for wicked. All right. Okay, then. You also have the energy of what? Good golly and gosh, Uraz, represented by the God card in tarot. Uraz is represented by the number 2 on the rune stones and then the number 5 in tarot. So the moon card, baby, is about your intuition. It's about your discernment. It's about your emotions. It could also be a family relation that is sending this energy to you. But the darkness is being overshadowed by the Most High, Father, God, Mother Isis, looking high, sitting high, and looking low, darling dears. All right. Sorry, I was rubbing my nose. As I was saying, Uraz, the God card in tarot. Somebody would like to send some violence your way, darling dears. It speaks about what? It's because they have, it's a family member and they've got the sex desires for you, darling dears. They get turned on by you. What's the matter? They're so disgusting, blood. They're incestuous, mate. They're incestuous. It also speaks about your physical strength, your drive. In tarot, the Hierophant is represented by the second house. It's about your skills, your how you gather your resources, both materially and non-materially, darling dears. It's about your self-worth. Somebody's trying to send energy to attack your self-worth, to make you feel, how low can you go, darling dears? They want you to feel low, low, low. Somebody's upset or jealous of your talents. You are a highly intuitive, very spiritual person, darling dears, and your gifts have been upgraded since the new moon solar eclipse. I felt that energy at first. When I started the Daniel diet, I started to feel sick, nauseous, tired, stammering, stuttering, all of the above, darling dears. But it was the ascension feeling, darling dears. I was raising my spiritual pay grade. Didn't know it then, but I know it now. Love it. I don't hate it. Okay. Uranus is represented by Taurus energy, darling dears, right? And the moon energy, as I said, Cancer as well as Pisces energy. Okay, so the moon is what? The fourth house, darling dears, as well as the 12th house, two highly spiritual houses. The fourth house is representative of your ancestors. It's also family emotions. Families sending a lot of negative energy towards you, darling dears. They were hidden enemies. Some of them are dealing with lots of issues, even though they've got issues going on, right? Because of the spiritual consequence of what they've done or tried to direct at you, darling dears. They're going through the hospital, the prison, or the graveyard, not necessarily in that order. Listen, karma is afoot. It also speaks about the occult, the unknown, darling dears. You may even be a reader. They're trying to say that you are a devil worshipper, all of the above, darling dears, but yet bad luck hasn't stopped falling on them because of all of the wicked intent. They need to shut up and go within. What's the matter with them? Listen, these people with personality disorders. Right, let's get the two energies so we can see what exactly we're dealing with. Are these cards hiding from me again? They was hiding from me before. Right, found them. Okay, so we have the moon energy. So it's part of your soul journey, your life path, darling dears. You may even be a number 2 life path. And Uranus is Taurus energy, so that's Venus. Venus rules Taurus as well as Libra. It's about love, and again we've got the 4. It's about your foundation, darling dears, but it also speaks about you being what? Manifestation mode. Both go together to make a 6. Okay, 6 is the number of harmony, darling dears. Harmony, right? Teamwork and full-on cooperation. People are going to accepting you for whom you are. Why? Because you've removed yourself from certain circles, darling dears. You don't play, and this is not playtime to you. They think it's playtime. People are not understanding when they do you something or they've done it, even if it's a minor slight, they are being paid in full. Not because you wished it on them, darling dears. It's because you didn't seek revenge. It's because you chose to go within. It's because you chose to mind your own business. Become the CEO of minding your own business. You didn't concern yourself with the lowly deeds of those with a personality disorder. Why would you? When you are God's masterpiece. Ephesians 2:10. All right. Let's press on, darling dears. Let's press on. Right? These malignant marauders. Let's go with the multicolored deck. What's on the base of the deck? Chiron in the reverse. They're not healing, darling dears. These are unhealed people trying to chuck their wounds at you. Yeah? We've got the second house, the 4th house, the 12th house, and the 7th house. Right? 4th house about ancestors. 2nd house about your money, your material gain, how you earn your money, your skills and your talent. This is about your past as well. People from the past. The moon was what did I say? Libra energy, the 7th house. Yes, open enemies, darling dears. People that's lost your respect or even your presence, darling dears. They can't see it, but yet still you rise. Come through, Maya Angelou. Posh, clap. Love it. What's this? Again, buff up your third eye to a bitchin' shine, darling dears. Remember, we don't see with just our regular eyes. We look with our third eye. And it's also about cleaning off your pituitary gland, darling dears. You clear it off. Change your toothpaste, get a fluoride free. Look for things to lower your frequency. There's grounding sheets that you can actually plug in and have on your bed that balances out your chakras while you sleep, darling. This heals you. Remember, I told you that. Use your intuition to guide you to the right tools for you at this moment in time, because you are exactly where you need to be, right? They hate the attention you give the children. So it's somebody, it could be somebody that made babies with, darling dears. An ex-partner, ex-husband, ex-wife. They don't like the fact that you pay attention to their children. Well, if you don't do it, bestie, who's going to do it? What? They want you to take the progeny to the forest to be raised by wolves, and you're a big cat? I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it, right? This is a Klingon-free zone, darling dears. This ain't Star Trek. They're trying to what? Grab onto your energy. Energy vampires, darling dears. All right. Let's get another deck, and then we'll dive right in. Use your intuition. They hate the attention you give the children. How can you hate the attention that children get? They deserve all the attention. They need someone to be stable. Hierophant Taurus energy is also about being a teacher, a mentor, someone to be respected, darling dears. Moon energy is what? The family love, the emotions. You are balancing out the progeny's emotions, darling dears, by the attention you give them, and people hate you for that? Really? What's the matter with their progeny? I bet their progeny swinging from the tree saying, ugh, ugh, oog, oog. Yeah. Bloody cheek. They dare. They are bold and shameless. Come on, give us some more intel so we can press on. Right, what's this? Didn't I not just say, as your Big Cat Chronicles continues? Rise of the big cat, darling dears. You can't keep a big cat down, especially when they know what's going on. Especially when they're in tune with their spiritual gifts. Because when they did all of this wickedness, they expected you to fold, fade, and end up brown bread. What's that? That's dead, darling dears. Sleeping with the fishes, right? Pushing up daisies, right? But when God say yes, who can say no? They can't cling on to your energy, and they can't claim any of your greatness, darling dears. Why? They're not in your vicinity. And weren't they the ones that said all of this and that about you? Yes. The way they talk about you, besties. Listen, people are believing that you was the one that was there and cut Jesus's sandals when he had to carry that cross. Well, we know that's not true now, isn't it? Listen, I'm not getting into a religious argument today. I know what I know. Right? Look at this. 7th house. Wasn't we just talking about the 7th house on its face? So this is enemies. They're going to be frenemies, darling dears. They're going to come in, darling dears, at the most inopportune moments, inappropriate moments, right? To take you off your gangster. So hold your gangster. In the reverse, this is the signing of no contracts with them, darling dears. They'll be giving you backhanded compliments. There is no loyalty in any shape or form. Yeah. They're going to come in also in victim mode, possibly they can't apologize enough, but this apology will be quietly by themselves with just you and them, darling dears. Not the public shaming that they try to bring down on you. Remember I told you that? Listen. Anyhow you take them back, this is how they be laughing inside with their demons. Yes, bestie. I saw them, I gonna laugh at you. Base of the deck, Page of Swords, spying and lying, darling dears. They're watching you learn new things. Okay, on this particular deck, the Page of Swords has got a red face. Yeah, didn't I tell you there was proper mad? Yes. Very, very angry. But will they stamp their foot like Rumpelstiltskin and disappear for air? No, they won't. It also speaks about conversation, gossip, darling dears. Immature gossip. They're laughing at immature things about you, darling dears. Imagine that. And it would only please another simpleton, someone who likes the big cups of opium and fucking ease, blood, bra, or string. They're talking to people that love drama just like them. Okay, let's give the cards a good shufty. See what else they're gonna try and perpetrate on the big cat, right? Because they're out of bloody order. Intel. Police. Yeah, well, what was done in the dark is about to come out to light. Yes. All of that talking they're doing at your back, especially if the one that hate the attention you give to your progeny, darling dears. It's because they can't move on emotionally, because you was giving them some of that same tender loving care, guidance, strength, and most importantly, darling, there's your power grid, because their life was bright and shiny while you was around taking it without the Vaseline. Yes. Gone from the 6 to the 5. Well, they're going down, Bobby Brown. What did I say? The devil always comes for its what? It's due deserved, darling dears. It's rewards. The devil always gets paid. Remember, I told you that. This is Capricorn as well as Aquarius energy. It speaks about them having some kind of addictions, darling dears. They're already obsessively jealous of you. Devil card, darling dears. In the upright, I might add. It also speaks about how cruel they are. Somebody also would like to have a one-night stand with you, darling dears, to get that codependence soul tie. What? Up and running, darling dears. Yeah, someone who wants to complicate your life. This person will make you cry by yourself, darling dears. This person will break your self-confidence. Yep. If you allow, because wands is also representative of the sex, darling dears. If you allow a spiritual soul tie in, especially as you're what? You're being raised spiritually. What did I say? You're being raised spiritually. Page of Wands. You're moving towards a new beginning. And again, four of Wands. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth. Roof. Pinkies up. This 4 of Wands speaks about what? Movement. Some of you are moving spiritually as well as what? Physically. And it also speaks about if you get a message from a younger person. This is somebody that is... It could be from a child, or you may hear it from the mouth of a child, darling dears. It's going to what? Be another puzzle piece in your journey, this new journey that you've begun. But notice, your back is to all of this fucking all of the gossip, all of the talk. It also speaks about some kind of codependence, as well as maybe you was drinking or smoking too much, whatever it was around these people, right? Because you couldn't believe it, right? You had to give yourself cognitive dissonance. Yeah, don't take no sorry from these marauders. I told you, bestie. Knight of Cups is water and air energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Yeah, what did I say? Watching and spying. They're not happy with what you got going on, darling dears. We haven't seen no Skrillers come out. Not in area 1. So they're not in a better financial position. Their mental health is up the Watusi, darling dears. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Oh, yeah. This is you washing your... Look, as I say, the Skriller. No matter what they try to do, darling dears, God has got your back. 5 of Swords is for you to wash your face like David. You're going to have somebody roll up on you, darling dears, to try and tell you something. Wrong position, I put it in. And when I put it in the right position, you get 5-5 on the tableau, darling dears. When we see 5-5, that's 55. Another monster number. And it's what? Big changes are coming your way, darling dears. You're changing up your routine because you've been what? Sowing the right seeds, the seeds of health. Mental health is your wealth. Investments, darling dears. Investing in yourself, a business, a new home, a new car. Whatever you've invested, darling dears, is going to be fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. After all, I already told you, bestie. You pig little shit cupcakes and fart rainbows. Now they're getting the memo? Only now? How now, brown cow? Yeah, wash your face from this situation. People are a person that can't move on from you, darling dears. Yeah, they don't like the fact that you're happy, emotionally fulfilled. You managed to find those 9 cups solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole, darling dears. Yeah, standing up in the face of adversity. Don't allow these devil what? These are shepherds of the devil, darling dears, back into your existence, and read the energy of other people coming towards you. Why? Because you have that light, the light of the Most High, the face. Was it the favor and grace? I said face. Well, maybe you got it in the face. Nothing wrong with that. After all, you're a big cat and you're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. But it's also somebody's face you're going to see, like what they said. When you look at some people, you're going to see the devil, the demon spirit beneath the skin, darling dear, what's truly in their soul, right? You call in your ancestral team and you stand your ground, darling dears. Yeah. It also speaks about you having blocked them, and that was the best decision you ever made. Your life was stuck while you was with them. Why? They were siphoning your energies. Yeah, knife's edge. The things that they said and done. And it also speaks about spell work, and somebody had to get some form of surgery. And it could also speak about the prison, darling dears. Maybe you had to call the popo. Yes, you've got a female energy in particular who is extremely jealous of you, darling dears. This person is a mother. If they're a mother, they're not mothering their progeny, darling dears. Too focused on what you got going on. Why is she so focused on the big cat? Because she's a lying, thieving, back front, neck tabbing snake. Yeah, telling lies, darling dears. Why is she telling lies at this stage of the game? because of the circumstance she finds herself in. This person is spiritually deficit, darling dears. King of Wands. And if they got a partner, their partner is what? A pedestrian sperm engineer or the black hole of Calcutta, darling dears. You know gender is fluid. They don't like what you're attracting into your life because you're working on you. Right? They don't like the fact that you are being recognized, maybe online, darling dears. Do you have a website? Or it could be in your community as a skilled craftsperson in your field. And if you have a business, expect an upturn in your business, darling dears. And it's going to be a sudden change. Well, if they didn't like it before, they're going to be mad, upset, and what? Disappointed. Let's get another deck. What else do these marauders want? What's the matter with... We know what's the matter with them, darling dears. Your light irritates their demons. What's this? Right? If I was you, I'd miss me too. Big cat. I couldn't have said it better myself. Listen. They are jealous of you. The third party is jealous of you. So if it's somebody who's avoiding your children, right, because of the attention you give the children and you pay them dust, you grey rock them. And you possibly even told them you alter your blood clot mind. Things like what I said. Right? Before you see my punani again, I'd rather stand naked in the rain in front of all of my enemies with 5G internet connection, darling dears. Live. Right? As I what? Cut out my own punani with what? A rusty knife and a marga dog. You know those skinny street hungry dogs? Will draw it away before they see it again. Listen, whoever they're with, they're jealous of you, darling dears. And they have no new opportunities. Yeah, everything is being blocked. They possibly thought the third party, darling dears, the tree sloth, the low hanging fruit with algae in its fur, quiet as it's kept. Yeah, you remember that your hairline comes first, darling dears. Do you remember them days when you was looking pitchy patchy and were rocking a full on reverse friar tuck because of this person or people's energies? Right? Do you remember those days? What's this? Never needed them. You wanted them. There was a difference. And now they're knowing what it's like to be in a situation where they want to be, what? Uncoupled from a Klingon, darling dears, who wants them to do everything. Listen, they didn't know that you was a dexterous cat. Well, they know it now, darling dears, in spades. Moon energy, you're highly intuitive. They don't like the fact, darling dears, you may even be a reader or have a spiritual business. Or your work is like spiritual healing for those that you work with, darling dears. Yeah, they abused you and they're still abusing you verbally, mentally, physically, and they would like to do it physically, darling dears. It says mental, verbal, financial, and sexual, darling. What did I say? Someone is going to scratching for a one night stand. Listen. They need to go and scratch somewhere else, darling dears, outside their mud hut, base of the deck. Give them nothing but Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. They want to see your Leo. Listen, your good seat of emperors and empresses. No, right? Gonna take the first one. You've had a divine intervention in this situation, right? And what did I just say? Baby mama, baby daddy drama. They're having drama, but it's by themselves. Whomsoever they're with, right, is still jealous of you. Haven't they got the man or woman, that son or daughter of Pennywise the clown? Why are they jealous of the big cat? They are shocked, darling dears. They are startled, surprised, confused. They are disturbed in their cranium about your what? Rapid rise as you spiritually ascend, darling dears. And everything in your life is 9 of cups, as the universe says. Whatever you like, right? You walked away from it all. You didn't walk, you run. You did the tinky winky. Yup. And what does tinky winky leave? It leaves with the bag. The bag, darling dears. You got into your bag once you got away from this wicked Klingon energy that was what? Meant to teach you this lesson, meant to open you to the true light that glows from within, darling dears, right? This is the rise of the big cat, not the rise of the dummy bat. Hold your gangster, bestie. Hold your gangster. Well, listen, I'm sweating now. What did I just say? They wants to get you into bed just one more time so they can put all those spiritually transmitted demons on you later on your blood. Listen, you better pay your knees. You can't be that weak. Especially if that person chose someone over you. Been in a whole relationship. Just imagine. Oh my God. If I had pearls, I'd be clutching and squeezing them bitches with you, darling dears. I'm sweating now. Now it's very serious, right? You've got decisions, darling dears. You already know that they are under judgment. You better use your judgment, darling. Just don't allow it to be clouded, especially if you take up that what? Foolhardy offer as a roll in the hay with the devil's most diligent worker, a shepherd of the devil. Good God, bestie. No. But then again, you have free will. You can choose to do exactly what you want to do, right? They've got a criminal record, darling dears. It came out in the reverse. This is also pertaining to what? Any form of karmic debt that you had to pay. It's been paid. You put up with them. And some of you, what? Gave them progeny. You've done enough. Pardon me, excuse me. You've done enough, quite enough. You've given them your what? Your seed or your ovaries, right? Listen, you've done enough. Anything more would be too much, and they'll be laughing like this. Yes, to take you off your spiritual gangster, right? They'll be emotionally abusive, so they'll be lying straight from the gate, darling dears. They'll have you a victim of hate. Remember what it took for you to turn your pain into champagne, for you to get to the days of Shangri-La. Don't go back to Shangri-La. Don't do it, bestie. I'll have to give you the yellow card for that, for you to think twice, and the red card, because it's a wrong move. And I'm also waving a red flag. Good God. They want to come and creep up on you like a cheap lace thong, darling dears, right? Listen, when you was with them, you were spiritually imprisoned, darling dears. You was, because they were stealing your gifts, your energies, and breaking you. That was their contract, to come into your life to break you in such a way that you would never to be able to get up. Well, guess what? They didn't read the fine print that says fall down 7 times, get up 8. Can I hear an amen from the back, darling dears? Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Why? Because of Proverbs 31:10. You are more precious than diamonds and gold, and you are here at this opportune time for a reason, where the whole universe is focused on this Malkuth and what is going to happen. This is why I task you. I don't mean to tell you off, darling dears, but, well, I do, because I'm your bestie, darling dears. Who's going to tell you the truth? Ruth, pinkies up. Go and watch my new moon solar eclipse in Aries video. It's a comprehensive video, because it's going to tell you where the energy is falling for you, right? What house it's falling in for you, sun, moon, and rising. You need to know what tools you have got to protect yourself, because the house juxtaposed to what it falls in for you, darling dears, will tell you what you're going to have to overcome and what they're coming with. Everything is in your birth natal charts. I've said it that many times, darling dears, more than tongue can tell. Split the deck, right? Continue to move in silence as only a big cat can. On that note, I drops me mic. Never you forget, darling dears, reputation is everything. Hang with 4 bottom feeders or even 1. Guess who's going to be number 2? Right? Law number 9, you win through your actions, not your words. Don't tongue wrestle. They've got nothing to lose. You've just achieved a new level of spirituality. Your pay grade's gone up. Your ancestors are proud of you. You're on your path. You can pat yourself on the back because you did not back down and you haven't caved in, right? You used what? Law number 16, your absence. You've got the respect that you never got in their face, blood, right? Keep the respect. Remember, Matthew 10:14, when disrespect is served, we dust off our sandals and head out. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Oh, one more card, darling dears. From my Making Magic Oracle deck. One more card for the big cat. One final message. As they tell them to F off and go and jump off a tall ladder into their mumma. Quietly, because we're using communicative dance. Lest we talk to them and be drawn into the devil's most diligent worker. Final card for the big cat fell off the back end, darling dears. Love charm. attract a lover, soulmate, or a partner. They're going to try and use one on you, darling dears. Eat nothing in their company, drink nothing from it. You don't want no gifts from them. Why? It's coming from the crevice of the devil's balls. As I said, darling dears, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again. Cat, cat. Energies. Up, 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 big cat. Big cat wave.
How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.